Hey shit dads, welcome back to the Shit Dad podcast, where we celebrate our big man blunders because we're all in the same boat when it comes to fatherhood. I'm Cam, father of a 3-year-old and an 18-month-old, and I love wearing a rashie at the beach.
Nice.
I do too. That's fair play. I just don't have a rashie, so I got to buy one.
I'm just looking at our skin colours right now. We definitely all need rashes. I'm Dave, father of one, second one coming soon, and tonight I am flying by the seat of my pants. So apologies in advance, lads and listeners.
What's that mean?
I've had no time to prepare.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
So wherever this show takes me, it's good luck.
Nice. Good. I thought you were going to go in a different direction right there. That's all good. I'm happy with that. You kept it above board. I'm Nick, married with 3 kids, and don't leave your bathroom door open or they might razor their lids. I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. All right. We can kick it off with some dad jokes, as always. Last week's, the cobwebs, they're out now. They're out.
Yeah, I'm flying now, ready to go. I've spent half a day on a jackhammer. I was a bit pale before, but now I'm good to go. I don't know about you boys.
Good. Yeah, coloured up. That's good. All right, first one I'll go. What do you call a pudgy psychic?
What?
A fortune teller.
A what?
Fortune teller. All right, I'll go another quick one.
Chins up.
Well, it's wellness week. Wellness month. 2 guys walked into a bar. The third one ducked.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good.
Classic.
What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies!
What do you call a fish with no eye? A fish.
Yeah, good.
Oh, they're better.
I think we've definitely upped our game since last week. Yep.
Now, a reminder for all our listeners that our monthly topic for February that we're focusing on for this month is all about wellness. So mental, physical, all of it bundled together. We know that a lot of people would have made those New Year's resolutions, so we want to make sure we're helping everyone stick to those and have some consistency. So I wanted to have a bit of a check-in on everyone and see how we're going this week with some of our training. I'll go first. I'm feeling good. According to my scales, I've lost 1 kilo, but that could just be like a big shit. The barrier for me this week's been a little bit of work, but then also my back. So I went to the physio today. I've got a knot in the back that's kind of given me a bit of stress. So a lot of stand-up desk for working for work. But apart from that, feeling good, feeling healthy, eating well. So it's good. How you guys going?
Yeah. So exercise-wise, not so good. Beer-wise, better. Sort of started only drinking on school nights this week. And not drinking on school nights. Got beer on my mind. I'm trying to make myself a creature of habit this week and just try and build the motivation through habit rather than just drop everything and go full ball at it. So I haven't been for a swim yet. I did manage a 3K run at a decent time, which was good. So that means the ankles come good. I'm not completely made of glass. However, every morning I'm just doing 25 push-ups while the kids eat breakfast. And the first at the start I was like, I'm doing 25 push-ups, sit-ups and squats. So I did that for the first morning, and then the second and third morning I was like, you know what, I'm just doing push-ups. So I bitched out a little bit there, but the habits kept going. So I'm going to go that way, and hopefully this week when I'm not working I'll be going for a swim as well.
Nice mate, well done. Back to work has killed me. Yeah, it really has. That we talk about as teachers, like there's a joke or a saying, don't smile till Lisa. So like it's just that you work really hard for that first term to get in, and this disrupted start for mine it's really knocked me. Like this week, waking up, going like I'm shattered. But I'd probably give myself, since we last spoke, maybe about 3 half sessions, I'd call them, because COVID smashed me too. I tried to get out, and yes, this sounds like an excuse, but I've tried to get out and do some things, but I'm just gassed instantly. So I've pulled, I guess, the foot off the pedal a little bit with the intensity. I've done more little walks, little, I guess, physical activities, at the old boy's house, helping him cut down trees and, dragging the logs and stuff like that. But
manly stuff.
Yes, dad stuff. No, look, so I think same thing. I need to get back into that routine of doing it, but there's heaps of stairs at work. So every time I go up the stairs, it's like that little bit of rocky music starts playing in my head. And I go. Everyone looks at, what is going on with you, mate? You have lost your marbles. Yeah, there's all these year one preppies up there. Go high fives. Yeah, look at me go. I just did 25 stairs.
That one naughty kid you just bark at.
Nah, but look, get back in that routine. But scales are still looking good for me, which is good.
Okay. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, you don't want to... You can't just go from zero to 100. We spoke about last week. So it sounds like those little increments are,
little habits that you do every day. Yeah, just start building up slowly. That's my goal anyway.
I did last year with the class, go out every day for 10 minutes. And the kids were at the start like, what are we doing? But we were just doing hit sessions.
Yeah, okay.
And they needed it too.
Yeah.
Like there's no core strength in these 10-year-olds. Different to when we were climbing trees, doing all that when we were kids. So a teaching partner and I were like, no, let's go out for 10 minutes. Literally, we just pump the music, not actually get involved in it. Dress in my work gear, all that.
That's awesome.
But I was like, well, that's that 10 minutes. And I was doing it, 4 or 5 times a week. It's perfect.
It's also 10 minutes that a kid that wouldn't normally be out playing in the yard, like some of the other kids in the afternoon, would be getting. If they wouldn't be getting if they didn't do it. Yeah.
Well, like I said, we would climb trees, do all those things as a kid. I reckon all of these kids these days just go home, and because of how busy everyone's life is, it's like, well, you've got the TV, mate. Oh, quick, do your homework, whatever, and and they're inside. Yeah. And it's a different, no yard. So, I'll get that started at the end of this week. Some hit sessions at school.
Yeah, it'll help them learn as well, get the oxygen flowing.
That's it. And those kids that need to get outside, I'm pretty sure all of us were probably these kids back at school where I need to get outside.
Yeah.
So
look at you, Dave. I reckon next minute he's going to be like checking everyone's lunchbox at school, making sure it's all healthy, and like scrunching up the waste food in front of their face if it's too bad, like too much sugar in it.
You mean I'll just take it and bring it to the staff room and probably binge eat it myself?
Look what I got, guys. Fucking twisties. How good is this?
Roll up. I haven't had a roll up since I was 10.
Nice.
So that's a good wrap up of our wellness month at the moment. So obviously February, we're talking all things health and wellness. So send us your support or show us on the socials or on email what you've been up to as well for your own wellness. So don't forget that in February, it's all about smashing goals with smashing fibres. So these guys have been helping us out, and they're going to help you to boot that New Year's resolution and keep that going, obviously. So let's get smashing goals. Hurrah for smashing fibres. Hurrah.
Hoorah!
Support Smashing Fibres. Use code 2022 at checkout and receive a free tank with any Showits purchase.
Oh, I love the Showits. This week in fatherhood.
This week in fatherhood, I'm sure you guys have seen this. It was all over the news and all over everyone's feeds yesterday. Bluey's house is now on Airbnb.
Oh,
fucking stole my thing.
He's gone left field there. I wasn't expecting that at all. How good is that? And don't even try to get in because you'll never ever get a booking at that place.
Have you read what it is though? Because I went through and we were just talking about articles, not reading them. I actually read a couple of this one. It's one weekend.
Yeah.
They're putting it up. It's $20 for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
But it's first in, best dressed. They're not. It's not a competition or anything. The way I read it, it's whoever gets in first gets that house for the weekend.
Oh, the internet in Australia is going to crash. There's been that many people in line for that.
Yeah, it looks
crazy.
incredible.
It does.
Yeah, that house.
So realistic. Yeah. Could you imagine though? I remember a few episodes ago we were talking about keeping up with Bandit.
Yeah.
And trying to be and simulate what Bandit does as a dad. And you're cooked by 10 a.m. If you make it that far, you know, the guy, they've made him this up on a pedestal. He is this ultimate dad. And we're just going, come on, this is a 7-minute episode. And the kid's like, can we do this game? Can we do this game? And it's all morning. And you're like, oh man, can we just watch Bluey?
That's right, yeah. You think if you were lucky enough to win it, you would have to plan out your entire weekend just to do like, we're going to do like every episode.
Yeah.
Or something from every episode.
You would have to.
Yeah, we're going to make duck cake.
Yeah.
My one at the moment, the young one hadn't really been too keen on it. Loved the start intro, but then wasn't. But started to really get into it. So dinner time the other night, it was daddy daughter night, and I was in there watching an episode, and she started pissing herself. I turned over and had a look at the TV. It was housework episode. Where the kids just walk in the different walks, and then Ben and Chili start doing the same thing as kids. I found myself yesterday morning, with breakfast. I'm like, do you remember this one, Isla? And dancing for her, doing the bloody dances. So I reckon from now on, I'll be doing housework, doing those crazy dances.
Can you imagine if you got a weekend in Bluey's house?
With that, yeah.
With that, you'd have a field day. You're right though. You would have to do something it would have to be a Bluey weekend.
Yeah,
definitely.
Even to get dressed up yourself.
Find the costume somewhere. Create the costume.
My daughter started saying when she doesn't like something, she goes, "Oh, biscuits."
Yeah.
That's well done. We back to work and back to school kind of thing too. They don't mind a good old swear word in the classroom, and I brought in last year. So if you need to, just say, biscuits, or, whatever comes to your mind. And then a couple of kids are like, oh, that's from Bluey. And I'm like, yeah. And then a couple of times, teaching partner and I, biscuits.
There you go.
Yeah, nice. So it works. Happy days.
Done. All right. So me, this week in fatherhood, I'm bringing it from home, and I guess keeping it on the 2.5-year-old copying. Little parrot started. It was this morning, actually, in the back room. Next minute, dog outside starts barking. And I was like, shut up, Bella. I'm like, beg your pardon? Shut up, Bella. I was like, oh, okay.
Where'd this come from?
We don't say shut up. We don't say shut up. She's like, oh, okay, but Bella barking. I'm like, yeah, but we don't say shut up. So I'm just like, now, the investigation, something's like, it's definitely not me. It's definitely not me. Throwing daggers at the missus. And I'm also wondering, was it daycare? Where these kids, she's just picking up everything at the moment. But so that's me this week in the fatherhood. It's just now really being, I guess, conscious about what I'm saying. So the next thing I know, she's going to be fuck.
They really are sponges. Hey, it's like. And back to Bluey, there's one episode there where she just copies everything her dad does, and it's like, get off your phone, mate. And a game they're playing later on, she's like, get off your phone, mate, as she's driving in a little Tox car, It's just, they are little sponges, man. They will do everything that you do.
That's right. Yeah. There's that tipping point of, it's fun when they learn to talk, but then you're like, no. Now they're actually listening.
It's part of me too. I have spoken about before with that fucking sake. Trying to fix a car or whatever it was. Part of me is like, fuck, this is hilarious. But part of me is like, shit, how do I handle this without making a deal? Because if we make a deal, it's going to be the thing. I say it. I know it's wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it was a turn the back, have a giggle to myself. And like, okay, let's just leave it. Okay.
One thing I had to have a little giggle about today, O said he was doing something, so he was distracted, and then A has pointed up and gone, because she's not fully talking yet, she's like, oh, red copter. And then O goes, red helicopter. And I was like, I didn't correct him because I don't want him to be like, well, what's a cock? So I just let it go. I had a little chuckle to myself. But yeah. I definitely don't call them helicopters, just in case you're asking. Yeah.
Well, what about the missus? Does she?
I don't know, maybe.
That's something else.
That's exactly right. We've all done that helicopter move. Come on. Let's not fucking kid ourselves.
Helicopter move. Jesus. Let's get this back on track.
I told you. Sit in my pants, boys.
Dave's actually on heat this week, so everyone just beware. I'm actually going to bring one from home this week as well. I've got a couple depending on how deep we want to go, but this one I definitely want to get your opinion on. When the kids start having imagination, Dave might not have this yet, possibly, but Cam definitely. When they start having imagination play without mum and dad, how good is it?
It's very, very cute. Mums and dads is our latest.
Oh, yeah.
Is what I hear my daughter talking about a lot. Yeah. Very, very cute.
Yeah.
She says, it's okay, baby, it's okay. And then they'll go and some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Clean your room.
No. No, I reckon it's great, but it's lonely after being the one that they always want your attention, and then all of a sudden they're like running around with each other, and you can't get their attention. Like they're that into their game that you just can't even get their attention. You know, like I have to yell, like actually yell their name for them to snap out of the trance they're in. Yep. Just to get the attention.
Yeah,
how hectic is it?
Yeah. So are all three of yours at that point now together, or?
Well, yeah, the two younger ones follow. Yeah. Oh, but yeah. So, I'm basically just the bloody feeder. I'm just like the human form of a slop bucket. They just come up to the slop bucket at meal times, and I'm just expected to be there putting food in their little slop buckets.
Come and get your sloppy Joe.
Have some more sloppy Joes.
See, I like that because 2.5-year-old is at that stage for some. Not a lot of by itself, but like for short little bursts. And I think it's the point too with Bub number 2 coming on the way. She's taken on a bit of those things with her dolls. Like it's quite funny, like patting them to sleep, or next minute she's walking and there's a doll and she's got a shirt up and she's pretending to breastfeed.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Or
biscuits.
put it down. Or it's like, or telling me to shush because baby's sleeping. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is only going to get worse.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? But yeah, it's quite cute, but it's also quite cool to watch.
Yeah.
You know, I find myself daydreaming. Well, when I say daydreaming, but intrigued in like, what is she doing? You know, where does that come from?
But for the parents who are sort of wishing it away when they're young, like it's hard not to want a bit of peace and quiet. But then when it actually comes, you're like, oh, this sort of crept up a bit quicker than I thought. So any sort of dad advice I can give is it's going to happen sooner than you think. So just don't sort of wish it away. Just enjoy the play while you can and sneak some quiet whenever you can. You know,
that's a really good point. Because, sometimes you find yourself thinking, oh, we just needed to get to this stage, or can't wait till this age or whatever. But I've also been told it's just going to go like that. Yeah. So you do need to just stop and just enjoy it.
I will say, however, they do need attention still in the form of supervision, but not like over them supervision like normal, like you're sitting on the couch and they're playing on the mat sort of thing, or you're playing on the mat with them. Now it's like supervising from afar, you know. I'm just up at the bench having a coffee and they're playing all the way downstairs, or if they're upstairs, checking extremely often.
Just making sure the bathroom door's locked.
Yes.
Sounds like a recent lesson you've learned.
Yes, it is. It's definitely coming up in shit dad moment of the week. They could end up on the roof like last week. You know, anything
that one
could happen.
Wasn't entirely lack of your supervision, though.
It was a lack of parental supervision, which I'll still claim because I'm half of the parental.
I get that. I was just trying to support you.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Now, another one as well, when it comes to supervising the kids and listening to them grow up and listening to their imagination play and that. Have you ever sort of just sat there and listened to their game, like you just said, Dave, but thought to yourself, this game sounds stupid. Are these guys for real? And then you sit there and think to yourself what you sort of would have played as a kid, and you're like, they are like a mini me. So I've definitely played these lame games when I was a kid. Oh, man. Oh, biscuits.
Sometimes you're like, so you realise, my kids are really dumb.
Yeah, kids really are dumb. Yeah.
I just realised my daughter plays the games that I probably still would play if it was okay as an adult, you know.
Breastfeeding your Barbies.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Lift your shirt up.
Shut up, Nick.
Look,
you walk on me doing this once.
No, there was a few beers involved, but, you know, fucking hell. Thanks for throwing me under the bus.
All right, let's belt into a bit of that stuff.
All right, sounds good. I got on to this Kmart hack.
Ooh.
We spoke about the air fryer last week. I thought, you know what? Why don't we I'm going to start bringing a hack, you know, every week. It's a Facebook page. The missus is on for these Kmart hacks that these people do. And I saw one. It's a dishwasher space. They help you in the dishwasher. Me, I'm OCD with the dishwasher, so I've never really had too much of an issue, but I don't know about you. But
I have to repack it.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all okay.
We're all on the same page. Yeah. Everyone else is shit at the dishwasher. We are supreme.
I have, restacked plenty of times. Anyway, for those who need that help or that extra space, there's a $10 dish rack, that drying dish rack, and you pop it in on the top shelf over your glasses. and then it just adds that extra space for those larger knives and spatulas and all of those, and they just sit up on top. It just still slides in.
Whole extra level,
just for all of those, larger. Yeah, as I said, those spatulas, those tongs, getting out your chicken nuggets.
3-tier dishwasher, hey?
Getting those nuggets out the air fryer. You know what? With the tongs.
Some mogul's going to come along to this Facebook page and make an actual prototype of one of these and sell it for millions.
Yep. But anyway, I thought I'd throw it for $10.
$10.
For $10, so third shelf from dishwasher. Is that hat?
Yeah, I'll steal that one. That's good.
Nice. What do you got, Cam?
Just a bit of advice. So my wife went away for 2 nights this week for work. Only got back today, so it's usually pretty cruisy in my opinion. You've got to, or even if it isn't, you've got to pretend like it is. How's everything? It's fine.
Well, it's easy.
And, like screaming in the background. Yeah, they're all good.
That's the neighbours.
But I had the in-laws come and stay. They're a few hour drive away. So they knew that my wife was going to be away and said, we'll come and stay with you guys. And my advice to people is never turn that type of thing away if you're lucky enough to be able to get it, because not everyone is. We met a family from daycare the other week from Colombia, and they've got no parents here. So you think about people like that who've got it a bit tough. So definitely worth getting the in-laws in to help out a little bit. Not only did they cook me dinner each night and the kids, but they also brought their trailer up and did an entire garden blitz, essentially. Brought a chainsaw and just, they said, what do you want done? I said, if in doubt, cut it. So just got in there and hacked away and opened up the backyard somewhat.
Did you do it as well, or did they just do it?
I filled a trailer load, but they did 3 trailer loads to the tip. So thanks and shout out to the in-laws for helping us out there.
Nice.
It is unreal. And I totally agree with you. If you are lucky enough to have that support, if it's the in-laws or even your oldies, get them in. And it's no shame to get them in at all, because it gives you that support, Cam, like especially if you're soloing like you were, but even just there and they're up, it's good. But take that when you can, or even if those close friends of yours, those ones that offer it to you, don't be ashamed to go, oh no, it's all, because you need it. We're thinking of it at the moment. Some great, awesome close friends of ours have said, let's take Isla for a night, and you guys just get away before this bub comes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because
date night,
well, that's it. Or just a night away, like just to be able to be adults, and and have that opportunity, especially as I said before, this number 2 comes along, and then time gets crazy. So
we don't do nearly enough, and I know my mum just keeps saying, just call me. I'll literally get in the car and drive up and look after the kids, and it's going to happen. It has to happen.
Yeah. We farm them out sometimes. One to some parents, one to a sister, and split them up a bit, make it easier for everyone.
Oh wow! You spread the love.
Yeah,
how good.
So that's all. That is awesome. Which
you
actually
distribute your children to family members.
Yeah. Hey, which actually that's probably a good lead in for me. My other dad stuff was actually, instead of giving advice, was actually asking for some advice from your lads. You've all heard multiple times 2's on the way. I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. You didn't mention that.
Just up front, mate.
Anyway, I was just asking you and the listeners now here, like, tips for when 2 comes along, with that support of number 1, to ensure that she doesn't feel left out, or
get her involved.
That transition, and all those little things. Because hospital comes, the original and ideal plan would be awesome, me spending as much time at hospital, but doing everything I possibly can at home too. But what is some tips, and I'd love to hear from the listeners too, of any advice that they had that was great, that they thought this is awesome, or heard afterwards.
I'm going to go back to the habits thing, and when your wife's in hospital, I think it is a great idea to, and one thing I did with my oldest was have, like, every time we went in to visit, which was daily, we'd have a little time together outside of the hospital as well. So even if it was just going for I'd just go get a coffee and I'd get him a little baby chino or something, have that time with your current kid.
Yep.
Yeah, I reckon that's a must.
Yeah, we I think it's interesting because there's definitely at that point a shift. don't you think? So with your first kid, you're both together and hands on and doing things at the same time. The second one comes along with a definite shift of, well, for me at least, it was all right. I'll take the older one, and and everything, even at night when they were waking up and having trouble sleeping, all that kind of thing. It was like, you do that one, I do this one. And that was really nice in a way because that allowed me to get closer to my daughter, while my wife was able to just focus on breastfeeding and sleeping and all that kind of thing.
Looking after the newer.
Yeah. So if anything, it's you might get more of a stronger, deeper relationship with your daughter, but then trying to, where you can, make time so at least Trace can spoil her as well.
Yep.
I think even little things like, because you're not going to want to cook if you spend all day at the hospital and you've got Isla as well, like bugger cooking, man. I reckon a subscription take. I don't think we're big enough to worry about that. So something like HelloFresh, or Dinnerly or something, just get something that's delivered, ready to go. All you have to do is chuck it in the oven or whatever, microwave meals or whatever it is. Yeah. So you're still eating healthy, and Isla's still eating healthy, but you don't have to do anything pretty much.
I suppose that's also probably a really good point. Like, that maximises my time at home with her instead of me spending half an hour cutting, cleaning, whatever. I got half an hour to play.
Playing Barbies.
Yeah, that's awesome. Breastfeeding together. About dollies. Boys, I appreciate it. But any listeners out there too, what got you through? What was a great bit of advice that you had? Send it through to us. I'd love to hear it.
shitdadpod@gmail.com, @shitdadpod on Insta.
Or Dad Podcast on Facebook. Shit without the I. So my dad's stuff this week is dealing with your kids dressing themselves. Like, it's great that they want to dress themselves, don't get me wrong, but the things that they put on, not only is it borderline embarrassing, like, you're so proud of them for getting dressed, to start with anyway, and you're like, oh, that's cute, he's wearing Christmas shorts. And then 3 weeks later, he's still wearing Christmas shorts every single day, and he's added a reindeer shirt with it. He just loves Christmas. Yeah. And wanting to wear normal day clothes to bed because I want to wear undies, and it's just, I don't get it. I love it. I just don't get it.
I look forward to that day that she wants to pull whatever out of that cupboard to wear.
You have to let them wear it too, otherwise.
Oh, we had a screaming fit one night because she wasn't allowed to wear a dress to bed, a pretty dress, in her words. Yeah, I want to wear a pretty dress to bed. No.
Touch wood. Bedtime's been pretty good. That we had good bedtime routine, but I'm waiting for that day where she just wants to pull the ugliest thing out of her cupboard or smashed or whatever. And go, I want to wear this, and puts it on. I'm like, go for it.
Yeah, and you 100% have to let them.
Go for it. Now come and choose mine, and I'll match you. I'm happy for that.
It just makes you think, The Simpsons were onto something, hey? They all wear the same thing every episode, every day. They don't change their clothes.
Yeah.
Unless you gain weight and then you wear a muumuu.
That's right.
But yeah, take the thinking out of it for sure. One set of clothes. That's why it's so good that the two boys are in school now.
Yep.
School uniforms every day.
Yeah.
That's why they do it.
That's what dreams are made of.
Stress.
Do they ever try and wear anything else to school?
Not from memory. No.
We get the whole actual dress up box, wanting to wear that to daycare. I'm being Elsa at daycare today, and I get to the point where I'm like, fine,
whatever. Yeah. You sing your little heart out.
Other girls.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll ask that one question. You sure you want to wear that? Yep. Okay. You're in it.
It's all you, baby.
Well, you're good.
I think it's time for the Shit Dad sports moment.
Boom. Now, I messed up a little bit last week, and I still apologise because I haven't got the new thing, the new music for it yet, but it's coming. I promise there is going to be a new jingle for the Shit Dad Sports Rap. However, I've just dropped the ball completely. So
we'll do one now. The Shit Dad Sports Rap.
You got to rap it. You got to rap it. You got to Shit Dad Sports Rap it.
Nice.
We're just cutting that and we're using that.
No, keep that.
I'm not editing anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're not cutting it. We're cutting it for our intro for the sports wrap.
Love it.
Yeah, we'll turn that into a song.
What's been happening in sports, Cameron?
Well, clearly the Winter Olympics are on. Have you guys been watching any of it? Because I have not.
I didn't know it was even on until there was an ad that the opening ceremony was coming up. And I was just like, oh, what?
Yeah, but
What's just happened?
Opening ceremony like 4 days after it started.
Yeah, I thought so.
And is that normal with the Summer Olympics, or do they do a couple of events?
I think
I don't know.
I think there could be a couple, depending on the sport. But
Elsa wasn't available, so they had to wait the 4 days until she was to let it snow.
I sent Nick a funny meme today. It was the US curling team who had clearly won a gold medal or something.
So
and the caption was just, he's just like the ultimate dads who've like accidentally become gold medalists at some sport.
Like they were wearing college shirts. They all had their shirts tucked in with like cargo pants. They were dads. It was legit.
They need to be sitting next to us on this couch.
Yeah.
Just
So good.
That's what
So
it is.
good.
I did see it a couple of late night, like when I say late nights, just flicking through the channels.
8:30.
It's pretty late. It's pretty late for me at the moment. But no, like just flicking through the channels and I was like, oh, what's this? And it was the Aussie mixed curling team. And haven't they had a little adventure, a little story?
Tell us about it.
I apologise in advance if I'm incorrect. Again, I just look at photos and headlines on
Loves a grab.
on it. So it could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're about to get kicked out, COVID or whatever, from the games. But then now before their match or whatever we call it, I don't know, we're allowed to curl and took out like the world champs.
Nice.
Like an Australian curling team.
Are they the ones
So
that
good.
were in the opening ceremony as well?
You're asking the wrong questions to the
You're
wrong
talking
guy, mate.
you're talking to clickbait Dave over here.
You're talking about the scroller. It's like, oh, that's a cool picture. Oh, yeah. God,
Doesn't read the crux of the story.
that's
Just
my-
gets the
that's my
headline.
story.
Looks at the picture.
And
That's
I
good.
am unprepared this week. But look, I watched a couple of their matches because that was what was on at the time. It was actually really cool.
The obscure ones are fun. Huh?
Yeah.
Curling's the one where they like push the iron-looking thing across ice,
Yeah.
and then there's one who's skating along next to it, sweeping it like
Yeah.
their life depends on it, right?
Yep,
Okay,
that's exactly it.
so it's like bocce on ice, right?
Something like that.
With a
Yeah.
broom.
Yeah.
With a broom, and you can maneuver and all, and whatever it is. It's all lawn bowls on ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, without the big curl, but it was actually really cool to look. As I was watching, I thought, oh, this is a mixed team. I thought if the blokes curling, shooting, whatever we call it, I don't know. Apologies out there for the curling fans.
There's loads of them.
Yeah, there'd be plenty. Actually, an old teaching partner would kill me because her brother did this as well. She told me about it all the time.
Do they get a gold medal?
No,
Don't want to hear about it then.
yeah. But anyway, yeah. But I thought, oh well, then the lady's going to have to be the sweeper or whatever in front of it. But a couple of times he was shooting and then sweep going himself like more tactical. I don't know if needed more power or whatever it was. But
She was just watching.
so she was down the end, kind of like guiding down.
She's like encouraging.
It was like,
Come here, Iron.
Yeah, it was a cool like a dog.
Now, speaking of obscure sports, Dave, has anyone... So, you guys have seen dodgeball, right?
Everyone knows about the dip, duck, dodge, dive,
Dip,
duck,
dive, dodge, whatever
dodge
it
a
is.
wrench, dodge a ball.
Yeah, that's right. Drink my own urine because I like the taste and it's sterile. Anyway, off the dodgeball quotes. Right. So ESPN8 The Ocho. So everyone, I'm pretty sure most people think that's fake, right?
Yeah,
It's like
in that movie.
Cotton is like the presenter. Yeah. Okay. So it's just thing that for that movie. False. It is on KO Sports if you scroll far enough.
It's a real channel.
It's a channel, and there is hot dog eating. There is cherry pip spitting. There is hamburger eating. There is oh man, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a farting contest. It's the sports were ridiculous. I got through maybe 10, and I was like, I don't have time now, but next time I get a good 6 hours, I'm gonna binge watch The Ocho because it is amazing.
That sounds epic. Like go over a mate's house, turn that on.
I was just
Sit
thinking
around.
that's our next planning session.
Yeah.
I reckon.
We're just in the background.
And the best part about it were the spectators on the little pitches for each sport. There was one guy who had the utmost concentration on his face. It was this weedy looking polo wearing nerd looking dad, and I was like, this is the best. Anyway, so I was watching it, and he was just standing there with so much concentration on his face, watching a grown man spit a cherry seed as far as he could. Like, yes, this is an exquisite sport. Who came up with this?
That's great. How are we just finding out about this?
I don't know, but I want to go watch cherry pit spitting.
Yeah.
It's awesome fun.
There you go. There's something that everyone's good at, right? Still got to find it.
Yeah, I'm still looking for mine.
There might be a league for 3 buyers.
I tried soccer for 25 years. It didn't kind of work out for me, but...
Now, last thing for the sports wrap of the week. I think something we're going to do, obviously, with the footy season coming up. I'm very excited to see the Dolphins play. Oh, wait, that's next year. Shit Dad Pod footy tipping comp.
Yeah,
so tell us about it. How will it work?
So what I want to do with it, so this is all in the pipeline at the moment. I've made the competition. I'm ironing out my terrible internet at home and should be up and running this week. However, listeners are welcome to register their interest at our Instagram DMs. Slide right in there. And what we will do is reply with the code for the tipping comp. And yeah, so we want to just get as many people as we can in that tipping comp. There will be prizes and it will be merch. Some of it good, some of it obscure.
But all exclusive and limited edition.
Yes. Yeah.
Say that?
We can say that. All exclusive and limited edition. So it'd be really cool. So we've got some merch up for grabs. We don't have a heap of money, obviously, but so there won't be cash prizes unless we get like 30 people reply and say, I'm keen for a cash pot, and we'll be like, okay, well, let's do that. Mm-hmm. So for now, it's just merch. If we do have any mad punters out there who want to get involved with money, all for it. But if not, it's going to be free. DM us your interest, and we will send you a link to the pod. And we will be updating each week with how the results. We might even have a podcast team that everyone battles against, and we'll just talk about our awesome tipping every week.
Nice.
Yeah, and tipster of the month may get a prize as well.
That sounds good. We might just give you some bum steers too, so we have a chance of winning.
Yeah, we will talk tactics, and we know tactics.
I'll be listening and
Cam's going to give you the best tips of the week every week.
Don't do
because he's good at sport.
Well, that sport in that sports, right?
Wait, what sport are we talking about again?
I'll give Cam that one tip.
Look, if I'm doing it, at least everyone will beat someone.
How good. All right, well, that's the Shit Dad Sports wrap. So what was the jingle again? You got to wrap it. No, we will have a jingle for that soon. But now it is time for Shit Dad Moment of the Week. It is time. Now that's a jingle. That's my favourite jingle we've done yet. Yep. That's awesome. But it is time for Shit Dad Moment of the Week. May I kick it off with my shenanigans this week?
Please.
Okay. We were downstairs enjoying some of that parent time of just silence. We were actually binge watching something on TV. But we were constantly checking on the kids thinking, oh yeah, they're fine. They were upstairs. The last few times they've played upstairs, we've had zero problems. They've been really good. They just play in their rooms. They play with the racetracks, the Lego, all that sort of stuff. All three of them run up there and play. Life's good. Me and wife just sit and enjoy silence for a little while. It's awesome. This particular day, they were in a really turdish mood. I really don't know a better word without swearing. They were in a really turdish mood, and we sort of hadn't been up for a little while, and we were thinking, oh, it's a bit quiet. And then we heard footsteps. We're like, oh, no, they're okay. And wife was like, no, I'm going to go check them anyway, just make sure. And I was like, oh, okay, yep, you do that. I heard her go, no, she started running. And I was like, oh, that's bad. So I started running upstairs as well. And then she yelled out, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, shit. All right, so I've run upstairs, got into our bedroom, and there was makeup everywhere. So I had got into the makeup drawer and just upended it and gone to town on everything. X, however, because side note, we usually keep our bathroom locked for this exact reason. This time, however, we had not. X had decided to get my hair clippers, and he'd shaved a little patch or so into his head.
Track.
But not even a track or not even anything that could be covered up. It was literally a chunk out of the front, a chunk out of the middle, and a chunk out of the side. It was horrendous. Anyway, by this time, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Wife's already crying because it's just horrendous what I was about to walk into. My almost 3-year-old daughter was standing there with the clippers in her hand and holding a few strands of her own hair. And when I say a few strands, I mean like a chunk of long, luscious hair. And I was like, oh, that's not so bad. Hopefully it was just out of the back. And then I looked at her and there was a patch. There was a bald patch in the front of her hair. So real turdish mood. I think the oldest one was in the most turdish mood because he was like, you know what, go ahead, guys. I know this is a bad mistake, but whatever.
So he was smart enough not to do it.
Let's teach them. No, he did it.
Oh, he did it as well?
Yeah, so all three of them now have chunks out of their hair. Like the boys, whatever, you can be embarrassed by your own stupidity at school. That's all good. We're not going to cover that up because the other alternative is shave your head. And both of them were well against that. So, yeah, whatever. You can be embarrassed by your own stupidity. The other one, the youngest one, however, now has to go to daycare looking like a drowned rat.
There's no
with tufts out of her hair.
Now you sent us a photo of her, and there's no you can't comb over or anything.
No,
there's no way of hiding that.
Wife's found a little thing that sort of covers it up, but now it only covers up. It's like a bad toupee. It covers up half the bald patch, but she makes it look prettier because it's in braids.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like a strand covering half a bald patch, which then joins into a ponytail at the back. So, any dads of daughters out there, you'll know. Super hard to do, so you need wife there to do that. I don't know about you guys. I can't do braids and plaits and stuff. So
I could barely.
That's mum's job.
Yeah, Mum complains about
I'll knock out a quick ponytail, but it's nothing to write home about. But yeah, so that's my shit dad moment of the week.
Wow, that's
hard times
there,
at the Bentley house.
That's one of the top ones.
It's probably the shittest dad moment of the week that I've done.
Now at the time you were obviously pretty mad. Are you looking at that now and laughing, or is it still pretty raw?
I'm upset with how I reacted. I didn't get violent. Well, violence is a strong word. I smacked X, who was the one who initiated it, who did shave the patch out first of his sister's hair, and then proceeded to do his own hair. I did smack, not ideal, yep, sweet. Dad saw red. Mum was just beside herself. I think I'd rather I did it differently. I don't really know how I could have dealt with that differently. To be fair, that would have hit home. Smack's not ideal, not the best way to deal with things, but I saw red. It's like something that. But then I think the worst part about it was after I'd smacked him, probably a few minutes later, 5 minutes later, I was just laughing because it was just they just looked so stupid. And then afterwards, I was like, boys, I'm really sorry that I said stupid, but. Because I think at some point I said, you stupid boys. And pure, last week we were talking about dad rage. Yeah. That was the peak of my dad rage ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, could have dealt with it better. Dad rage came out. And then I said, boys, I'm really sorry I said stupid. I wasn't calling you stupid. I was calling what you did stupid. Still not a very nice word, but you need to know that I'm upset with you, but I'm not mad at you. We're good. And they were like, okay, yeah, okay. Sweet, yeah. So I think that's the lesson I got out of it, is if you do get that dad rage and you do lose your top, which we all do, people can say they don't, but everyone does it in different ways. If you're explaining it to them afterwards when everyone's cooled down and no one's heightened anymore, it does hit home a little bit better.
Yeah. When everyone's emotions are calmed down a bit, then they can understand and listen.
When you're not yelling at them.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's a couple of good pieces of advice here for all of this, isn't it, out there too. I've moved my clippers since hearing that story too.
Yeah.
The little one, shame, she's got access to it, and I had never thought about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And mine's a little battery pack one. Yeah. And plugged in or anything.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, little battery one.
So that was it. That helped me with that. But we spoke about that smack. We've spoken about a smack before too. It's that, I guess, that shock value. That we, it can't be your only tool, you know, like, and so getting to that point where you're like, well, this is probably, they needed that shock. You know, like you spoke about a Cam last week, but, you know, you need to use that voice sometime if they're about to run on the road or whatever.
If it's like serious.
Yes, and that sometimes that smack is needed, you know, and it can't be your own tool. But I think it's great advice out there too, though. Both of you said about when those emotions are all settled down a little bit, then have that conversation. Is it's important for them to understand, like, this is why I was so up here, but it's all, you know, it's all good still.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the boys at their age too.
I think also the hardest part about all this, this is more for the comedic value of it all. It's first week of school for one.
I thought about that.
3-year-old's third birthday this weekend. Birthday photos. It's literally just, it's going to take like a year to grow back even half of it, you know? It's not even the whole lot, just half of it. It's just
different for boys, obviously.
Yeah, boys you don't care about, you know, like.
I can't say, I have to say though, when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I did the same thing. Or was probably...
Most people I've told about it have said...
Coaxed into it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like from an older brother.
Who's done it.
Yeah. And then the photos come out at the 21st.
Yeah. Look, I
Bloody right they will.
There was nothing beating that undercut bowl head back when I was younger.
Didn't we all crave an undercut at one stage as well? Not a bowl cut, just an undercut?
Yeah, of course.
Just so you could shake your head and get the...
Sweet undercut bowl cut. I remember some photos back in the day.
I couldn't do it. Oh, yeah. Remember the picture of me as a soccer referee? Little fat ginger soccer referee with an undercut. And it was sopping wet too. So I literally looked like a pumpkin. It was crook.
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing that, mate.
No worries.
Dave, have you got one for this week?
Yeah, I do. It's a little bit of last week of parenting advice where I said, hey, you know, tie the rope to the front of the bike handle and then tie it to yourself and go for a walk. It's great. You get so much more. And, yeah, except when you don't pay attention, you turn a corner.
Oh.
And little trike comes over at the side and little one stacks it.
And you're dragging them.
I literally thought he was going to say he turned around and she wasn't even on it anymore.
She's just taking off over the road. No, it was...
Left her at 63.
Yeah, well, shit. That put her to work.
Yeah.
No, like it was just turning the corner going in the park and I just... Him and I were talking, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we've turned heaps of corners already. And I don't know what happened, but I just... over my shoulder, then turn back. Next minute, I get to just see the trike tipping. And it didn't happen once on that walk. It happened twice.
Oh, God.
So, this is a great idea. That's so great.
This hack has turned into a stack.
So, but the hack's good. Just keep an eye out as you turn some corners, guys. So,
a shorter tether.
Little ones run around with some scuffed knees. So.
Nice.
Yeah, well, just a minor one for me this week. At swimming lessons on the weekend, it's just me and my daughter. She's at the stage where she swims by herself and I just watch. Also, I don't know about you guys think, it also kind of irks me how you have a lot of parents just sitting there like on their phones, not even watching their kids swim or like encouraging them or anything.
Yeah.
So that's a side note. But anyway, I was definitely paying attention. She'd been a bit naughty and a bit rubbish and not paying attention in the lesson.
Especially if you have a naughty kid and you're sitting there on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they're obviously trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
She gets out. She got out a couple of times and just ran over and I say, get back in the water. She got out about midway through and was like, Dad, I need to do a poo. And you know what it's like when you're swimming. It's like you got to walk to the other side of the place and she's all wet and, you know, you probably miss out on the whole rest of the lesson by that point. I was just like, nah, you're right. Just get back in the water.
Cam, this is like up there with burning rat shit off your barbecue.
I just told her to hold it till the end. Get back in the water. And it was fine. She didn't poo in the water or anything. She was okay. And I thought nothing of it. We told my wife when we got home. And she was mortified. She's like, you can't do that. You have to take her and have her go. So I guess, you know, the lesson from that is if you're going to do dumb shit, just don't tell your partner.
Yeah, that's definitely the lesson. Well, she got a tennis ball in her pants. Oh, no.
That's not my kid.
Then you hop on your phone and you ignore.
Who dat?
She's your property for that next half an hour.
Now, we really appreciate Better Accounting's contribution to the Shit Dad moment of the week. They not only the shit dad moment, they let us use their space for our podcast. So really appreciate what they do. We appreciate more their dad jokes, which I'm still trying to raid my accountant's dad joke jar, because I remember last time I came in for an appointment, he had an awesome jar full of dad jokes, and I was like, I'm stealing that. Nice. So I'm going to go hunting soon. But anyway, so thanks to Better Accounting. They're at Hendra, 8 Navigator Place. So, yeah, appreciate that. But, yeah, that's the Shit Dad Moment of the Week.
Shit Dad Moment of the Week.
I don't care if people like it or not. I'm playing that twice every episode.
I want to play twice every episode.
Can we make that our starting jingle too?
Yeah. I want to play more. All right, listeners, let's don't forget now that we're on YouTube. I know that we have more than 3 listeners, and it's definitely the 3 of us.
Who dropped the ball? Who dropped the ball? Out of the...
I haven't actually followed. I'll go and do that now.
Oh, we're about to, 4's coming up.
We've got at least 7 listeners. We should have 7 subscribers.
All right. Actually, first week of school, I've got the other 80 onto it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, those kids that I promised to subscribe. No, but look, jump on and, like us, give us a rating. The more you do it, the higher we're going to be there, more people are going to see us, the more advice we can give out there, or at least stay semi-relevant.
Yeah.
We call it the dad-like, so please do give us that dad-like review. And last...
It's as lame as you want. Please, the lamer the better, if there's a review.
If you can chuck your dad jokes into that review, even better.
On iTunes.
Please do. Yep.
Is it iTunes?
Yeah, iTunes.
I know Spotify now does ratings.
Yes.
No reviews, but they have, you can give a star rating.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that the only one, when you try to click on the stars on the Shit Dad podcast, the only one you can actually click is 5.
So do that.
That's the only one we're going to accept.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. But it does make a difference, and it means a lot to us. So, yeah, definitely please do that.
That'd be awesome, listeners. And lastly, let's make sure we continue to support the guys who support us. So let's load up on our Smashing Fibres cart and punch in the ship free code there, or 2022 for that little bit of surprise. Get on it, listeners.
Tanked. Get tanked when you get your showets. What do you got, Camo?
Nothing further from me today. I hope everyone's enjoying the new look and feel of the pod and the new kind of socials we've got pumping out. So we get a few more of those out this week.
Love the socials now that there's someone decent on them.
We look semi-professional.
That's it. So whether you're a shit dad by name or a shit dad by nature, do one thing every day to strengthen that bond with you and your kids. But until next time, keep listening to the pod, working on your dad bod and playing with your rod. Get it to it for the kids.